You should probably talk or something because
not
you're
started.
live.
I'm
Yes,
live?
You're live.
Oh, I'm not live on my thing. Hello? Can anybody hear me? Tim says Garrett is late. Tim, you're late.
Tim, have you met Garrett?
Not late. That's for sure. Okay, maybe a little bit late. What's up, everybody?
I'm late. I gotta get these questions up.
Garrett Hardle here. Welcome back to Reach Out Reptiles. We got distracted by... Are you okay, Rob? I don't know if you guys can hear that, but Rob is crying and asking for a Band-Aid in the other room. Did you get bit?
Oh. Inhale perlite dust.
Oh, okay. Rob, everybody.
What's up, everybody?
And of course, we have the lovely Jessica. Wow, she really doesn't like you. No, whoever she was sighing at.
Oh.
I think that was in your direction.
Oh, so by the way,
We got distracted because the smallest super dwarf we've ever had lay eggs ever is laying eggs right now.
Look, that's awesome.
Cute. Yeah, I don't know what that thing's doing.
Oh,
Can we tell Patreon what's going on?
small super
Because
dwarfs.
in case they don't see their post.
Yeah, so if you guys are on Patreon, we are commandeering. We're supposed to do like breeder level Patreon tonight. We're gonna bust that open to all patrons because we're gonna do a live feed. Is it on the?
There's a link on Patreon, yeah.
There's a link for you on Patreon. So if you guys want to watch us pull eggs for the smallest super dwarf I've ever had lay eggs in 20 years, I can't imagine a snake smaller than that laying eggs.
No, that's not a huge clutch.
Rob, take your Corona elsewhere. Let me see if I can find you guys a picture. This girl is super cute.
All right, I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Bye, Rob.
Super cute. Bye, Rob.
Bye. Don't forget to do your super chat.
You do have a super chat dance.
Uh-oh.
You could have
Yeah,
grabbed him
Chris,
before you left.
Come on. When will the video drop of Ashley holding the clutch of snakes? When did they even see that? We made that public? That was so cute.
We didn't make it public, but you talked about it.
Oh. Well, I can't be.
Guys, he doesn't remember anything.
I
he
can't be
talks
held
about.
accountable for things I'm supposed to remember. So, for those
I
of you
think
guys
Thomas is working on that. He
Here,
was.
let's go one thing at a
before he
time.
left.
This is the female that's laying eggs right now. It's crazy. That female, right there. I hope she curls up on the eggs so that I can get a picture of her, like, curled on the eggs like this, sitting in my hand. Because she is about the size of my kid's corn snake. It's insane. Yeah, I love it. But yeah, she's teeny tiny thing. Definitely the smallest one that we've ever had lay, which is pretty crazy. So yeah, that's gonna be fun. So if you guys are on Patreon, go check the Patreon link and you can sign on and join us live to watch us talk about that clutch and what they're gonna be and what we're gonna do and all that kind of stuff. Let me see what I have for for you, Chris. So the video with Ashley, my wife, holding all of the snakes. I don't know when that's coming up here. I thought this was pretty cute. Maybe not your traditional super chat dance. Can you see the top and bottom on there?
Not the bottom.
Okay, here. Dance? How about not? Somebody's bearded dragons. This is pretty cute. This is from Bob Evans. What's up, Bob? So, yeah, let me just update you guys since you're joining us here live on what it's been like. If you watched last week's live, you'll know that I spent a week or short half a week or whatever out in Phoenix traveling, and I walked through this door right here into the live when Thomas was here talking. Since that day, I've been up until somewhere between 2 a.m. and 6 a.m. filming for our upcoming YouTube videos with Thomas. I woke up at 4:30 this morning after going to bed at about 2 o'clock last night, or 2 o'clock this morning. Got up at 4:30 this morning, took his butt to the airport, and now we are here filming another live. So it's been film this whole time. It's pretty crazy. So good times, everyone. there's going to be a lot of cool stuff. Let me see if I have. Can we pack it up? Oh, it's over behind Jessica there. I wanted to give you guys like a sneak peek of some of the stuff that's coming. Total top secret stuff. Probably not supposed to tell them, right, Jess? Do you have
There are no secrets.
that graph paper that's sitting over there? Is that?
Yeah, you want that?
Yeah. Does it have the list of all the stuff that we shot? It's pretty cool. We had a lot of episodes coming up. Pretty stinking sweet. I'll let you guys know. Some of the stuff we kind of like roll with and catch things as it happens live, and some of the other stuff, we do. So let's see. We did an episode on how to pick out your holdbacks. We had a couple of people on there as like guests, where I had done some breeding loans with people and were like, oh, I want this because of this or because of that. A lot of you guys have asked that in the past, like how do we pick the animals that we're going to do? So we decided to make a video about it for you. We have, fittingly, another video just about how we have had so many new babies lately. Jess, how many animals were we just in there trying to get numbers on and everything so that we could get on this live on time?
There's like 50 new babies.
Yeah, it's something like, well, if you count the other two clutches, it's like 75
like 70, yeah.
that just hatched. We did a really fun video, I thought it was fun anyway, on snows versus snow chinos, which is really cool. We did a video tour of Rob's collection and all the superdwarfs he has at his house. We finally filmed for our new incubator experiment. Always trying to push the envelope there, so that was really fun. And then we did, what's up everybody? Let me see, we filmed like kind of the crown jewel. We hatched what is probably the coolest super dwarf ever. So we just sat down and filmed that. I think ever.
Ever?
Never ever. And it was funny because I told Thomas like a bad spoof off of the Bodyguard or whatever, like never fall in love, Thomas. And the super dwarf was like crawling up on his camera and sitting there, and he's like, oh, I love it. And he's like, this is why you don't fall in love. This is what I'll never be able to have. So we decided to name the snake James, because Thomas.
Is that where that came from?
Yes.
Because you told him on the last live that he could name a snake, and then you didn't.
Yeah, but he did name one. And we did a video with
Still
her
counts.
called Worst Snake Ever. So I don't know, it's a working title, but very, very crazy.
Ryan
snake.
Hood says no secrets with family, so he's
That's
sticking
it.
up for you.
What's up, Reach Out Reptiles, baby? Everybody wants Madu babies, right? These morphs.
This is Manny's boy. He's shipping out next week, and he wanted to see him.
Here he is. That's all right, huh? Look at that thing.
That's a
Oh
nice
my
looking one.
goodness.
There's all these.
This is
shells.
the CL21001.
Yeah, Richard Bilbo.
Richard Bilbo. His crazy entry male to just a really high contrast Jamp albino female. So these are 100% het snows. So they look really good. They're very, very much popping. We got a couple of those left. If you guys haven't seen it already, go to reachoutreptiles.com on the website and look up our 2021 breedings page. And so far, there's one clutch you can click on, and you can see the mom and the dad. And if you scroll to the bottom of that page, we're actually numbering our clutches as hashtags. So, like Manny, you're going to get that snake at home, but if every time you post that guy on social media, if you use hashtag CL21001, you will see everybody else that got a baby from that clutch that has ever posted them on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, anywhere. And you can actually follow along with the community of keepers of your baby's bloodlines and all that stuff. So should be really cool. It's a fun way for you guys to build up, just information as you follow along, how big everyone's babies are getting, who's breeding what to what someday. It's a new thing that we're trying to do to be, super transparent with the kinds of breedings that we're doing.
Build out the community.
And build out your guys' community so that you can actually see, I think a lot of breeders, what you do is you try to hide everything that's going on to a certain extent, because they don't, there's certain things that you just don't want people to see.
You couldn't hide anything if you tried.
Yes, that's true, and I'm running with it. So, for example, we were talking, one of the clutches failed. We actually did an Instagram IGTV video on it. It was the curse of the snow chinos, and we dumped the whole clutch of bad eggs. Well, you know, I think a lot of people might be like, well, that doesn't look good or this or that, but we want you guys to be able to kind of study through our breedings and follow along and actually see, like, realistically how many eggs are in these clutches, and you know, are things going bad, pictures of the moms, the dads, it's all there. And then you can connect with people like like we said, Richard Bilbo was our breeding partner on that one. You know, Richard's already on there throwing up awesome pictures of his holdback from that clutch, that if you go on Instagram or wherever and you follow hashtag CL210001, then you can see pictures that he's posting, that we're posting. It should be really cool. So I'm hoping that, you know, you guys will jump on. Anybody that's getting these babies from us will contribute to that network of information on all these different bloodlines. I know I always love getting holdback, you know, updates and stuff from people who have our babies, because it helps me learn from the bloodlines, because I can keep 1 snake, 2 snakes back from a clutch, but if there was 20 snakes in that clutch and I get updates on people, how they're breeding them, what sizes they're getting to, I have 10 times the amount of information about my bloodlines and what kind of actual achievable, you know, sizes and stuff we're getting. What's this?
They want to see babies. That's a Madu.
Oh, you can't just be showing off pure Madus.
They want to see them.
It's a secret, Jess.
I mean, they said babies. They didn't really say which one.
This is a pure
but I
Madu.
decided they wanted to see the Madus.
I think that you're probably accurate on there. Look at that cool stripe pattern. When they're small, it's hard to see anything, but one thing that separates these from like the Kalatoas and the Karompas, if you notice, there's almost no speckling in the background. See a couple little tiny 1 scale black dots, but most of it is just super clean. And as these guys grow and they develop those kind of blue-gray colors that the Madus get, that's what really makes a Madu so bright and sharp and clean. So cool striping, very wide pattern. A lot of you guys remember the tiger female. What's our Madu tiger girl's name? Do you remember?
No.
I'm blanking on it just because I tried to think of it too fast. Here, I'll put this one back and check. You know the one I'm talking about, right? That crazy Madu tiger. You can see how wide and striped out they are. And then we did some stuff to try to like help educate and reach out to more people. So one we did was like, why do snakes have forked tongues? Which I think is kind of cool general reptile information, get people in. But I'll bet that there's information in there that a lot of you guys don't know either. We shared our exact thermostat settings for our incubator. A lot of people asked that. So like kind of some very specialty stuff, some beginner stuff. Getting a first-time eater to take food. We talked about Reach Dreams Kalatoa bloodline that we're working on. Did an interview with Nate Davis, who dropped by. The guy who has the upside-down jungle gym in his room. You guys might remember his room tour. And we just did kind of an interview with him about, like, what's his experience been doing all this kind of stuff. So, no, it wasn't Envy, Duran. That was the Anery Tiger. I'm talking about the little... That was the white diamond line Anery Tiger. It's in the Freedom Breeder rack around the middle. What was her name? I gotta remember. You guys have been naming stuff so fast. Like, I know all my snakes, but I need to get to know their names.
Tanya?
Huh? Tanya. That's what it is. Tanya the Madu Tiger. Do you want to bring her out?
Yeah, I got her.
So you saw that clean, like that wide stripe that the Madus have and stuff. Tanya is an example of utilizing some of these localities selectively with morph traits. So this is 50% Madu from the same bloodline. She actually has the same dad as the little Madus that just hatched. So you can see how clean it is. There's no speckling in the background. That stripe bands are out so wide that she's almost looks like a super tiger, just because long, wide buckskin stripe going down the back, and then the clean sides and large rosettes. I mean, have you ever seen a tiger that looks like this? I think that's pretty phenomenal. So yeah, after you let them grow for a year or whatever, 50% Madu, and she's 25% Jamp too. I mean, you just really end up with some neat looking animals. So pretty cool.
We have a lot of questions.
Okay, let's do it.
And then we have
So,
pigs to whoop.
a lot of the questions that were on our community post, and you guys can, any one of you can ask questions before the live stream by going into the community tab of our channel, and we put up a new little post. It's got some like weird anybody knows them people looking and like trying to figure out like this, like what the next questions should be asked or what we should do on our next live. So
it has the date of the live on it.
Yeah, and if any of you guys wants to challenge yourself to recreate that picture, throw your Reach Out Reptile swag on. I was pointing to my Reach Out Reptile swag, but I'm wearing USARK right now. Throw your Reach Out Reptile swag on. Take a picture with you, your friends, your family. We had somebody send one in of their dog, and we will use your photo as the community post. I know. Help us out, guys.
Send something.
Take a picture. These are pretty easy. So it's just going to be a square picture, right?
Yeah.
Square format picture. Throw it up, send it in, and you're good to go. So there's a lot of questions right now. I mean, that there's a ton of stuff going against the reptile industry right now.
Yeah.
A lot of it is.
You want to start with?
A lot of it is coming from Florida. They're trying to ban a ton of different pet species in their own state, and now the Florida senator. Let me see. We'll call him out in here. Marco Rubio, a Republican out of Florida, has introduced the Senate Bill 626. And what that is it's a Lacey Act amendment, and what they're trying to do is revert the victory that USARK won in federal court, saying that the government does not have the right to, under the Lacey Act, to control interstate travel. Good old Marco Rubio, and then it was co-sponsored by a senator from Hawaii, a Democrat from Hawaii. So those of you guys that want to argue about whose fault it is, it's all of y'all. But the funny thing is Florida and Hawaii both, it's already illegal to import any of these reptiles. So what this Florida and Hawaiian senators are trying to do is govern the rest of the country outside of their constituents.
His super chat was Manny. He said he wants to see his boy. We just showed it, Manny.
Manny, where were you? We had him on there. I got a dance for you though.
I'll bring him up.
It's less of a dance. It's more of a weird video. This is Nate's son, Cash. Let me see here. Oh, didn't have it in there. Oh, come on. Hold on. So Nate's son, Cash, was messing around the other day. And
you can keep talking.
he said, okay. Yeah, were you going to show him there?
Did you get it?
Yeah, you can show him.
Hmm?
You're good. This is Manny's again. Manny, here's your boy.
The lighting is bad.
I'm getting Manny's video right now. Also, you guys can send me over any videos if you want to be on this live stream. Just text 412-925-1933 your super chat video, and we'll go from there. If I can find them, then I'll play them.
You're gonna have to dance yourself.
No. I'll find it. Don't worry. Let's see here. Oh, come on.
It's too late. There should be a time limit.
All right. Go ahead. Do a dance.
No.
I thought after last week, you were like
no,
the new dancing
that
person.
was a one-time thing.
Oh, man. Where did I put this thing? I lost it somewhere. It's a bummer. I'll find it. So, this is what, this is what's going on. All right, screw it. I'm dancing. Manny, this one's for you. What's up, everybody? Super chat dance. Oh, yeah. So, this is kind of what we were going to talk about. It's why I'm wearing a USARK shirt. The first thing I'll say right now is that everybody that's on here should get a membership to USARK. It's usark.org. It's super cheap. I'll tell you what. I'll go on there and let's find out what the lowest level of support is. Because honestly, USARK is a grassroots thing, meaning many small contributors is what funds it. And we're fighting giants because there are special interest groups. So I'm on here. You're going to get all the updates right here of the Lacey Act amendment. They're on top of it. They're finding it for everybody. Let's go to... Where do you see memberships? Here we go. Memberships.
Michael Ross says 40 a month.
Nope, $5 a month. $5 a month. $40 is for a year. So for $5 a month, you can ensure that, you know, these are the only guys that are standing up for reptile keepers right now. And it's for everything. It's not even about retics. People have been, you know, trying to regulate reptiles and the pet trade forever. And it's usually like kind of extremist people who don't understand the reptile trade, and when they see sensationalization of these animals or, you know, that kind of stuff, it really puts a bad taste in their mouth. It's like nobody likes people who are animal abusers. That's awful. But a lot of people, like when we in the reptile trade don't hold ourselves to the highest standard of responsibility, a lot of people see us as animal abusers. And so through educating those people and kind of like bringing forward our image through everybody talking you know, to their own state senators about why they should oppose this federal ban, why it's bad for their pet trade. Like, well, Jess, a couple examples would be like, you know, during COVID, we brought on in some capacity 7 or 8 people, you know, to help bring them through. You were one of them. Lost your job, you got laid off long term because of COVID, right? Mm-hmm. And so we're bringing people on like that. We do a lot of charitable donations. We actually work with our county and city on helping them whenever they have questions about reptile legislation or they need somebody's opinion on, you know, most lawmakers are just trying to make sure that everybody's doing the right thing the right way. And that's what they want. But when all they hear is that, you know, is the other side, is people who don't understand why anyone would want an animal as a pet, and those people are pumping money into election campaigns and things like that. They're owed favors from these guys, and so you have special interest groups that are buying our politicians and running the country for them. These people don't really need, there's no reason why Florida or Hawaii need to ban the interstate travel of anything between other states that aren't their own. You know, they can deal with their own states and do that kind of stuff, but yeah, you gotta see all that kind of stuff. It's pretty crazy. So Bob Evans is saying alligators in the river. You know, here in Pittsburgh, every year someone dumps an alligator in the river, and then they talk about we need to ban alligators as pets. You know, and it would never come up if people didn't put alligators in the river.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So we need to hold ourselves to a higher standard because that's absurd. And I'm completely 100% okay outlawing you guys if you're the douchebag dropping your alligator in the river. You know, best case scenario, that thing dies quick. And that's very sad for the animal. So why did you buy a stupid baby alligator? You know, and then the sellers who are selling alligators saying, it won't grow bigger than its tank. This is what happens with retics. That's why I got into superdwarfs. People saying things like, oh, you know, you can keep them small if you don't feed them a lot, and they actually make great first pets, and they're so cool as babies. People fall in love with them, and if they're not fully prepared, like if you can't house an adult retic the way you think it should be done, right? Don't buy it. You know, don't buy a baby alligator because it'll survive in a 20-gallon for a while and have no plan after that. That's very irresponsible. That's our side. The other thing you guys can do is reach out to your own state senators. Like I should be writing the senator of Pennsylvania right now and telling them about our business and how this ban is bad, how it's going to affect us, you know, showing all the good things that we do in our community and for education and even the national community, not to mention the species. You know, we're working with animals that probably aren't even officially scientifically recognized. You know, when they study these superdwarfs more, it's a high likelihood they'll be their own species or subspecies or whatever. And nobody's breeding them because nobody cares about Karompas or Madus until, not in the academic community.
So, Ryan Hood says, do you think super dwarf retics are going to be targeted for snake bans? And her panel forum asked if they fall under the category of reticulated python, I guess as a whole, like mainland.
Yeah, so nobody's targeting super dwarfs specifically, but they're targeting the reptile trade entirely. So if you read the language on this ban, this 626 Senate bill, basically what they're trying to do is give a ton of power to an agency that has traditionally been bought and paid for by animal rights activist groups. You can do all kinds of research into this. There's been people fired at, Fish and Wildlife and stuff like that for taking bribes and all those things, but it's set up and those people fight really dirty to get what they want. They think they're doing a good thing, even if they're lie, cheat, steal, or whatever to get it done. They think by making it so people can't have pets anymore that's a good thing. So definitely don't support Humane Society of the United States is one of the big ones.
Yeah, Tehran was asking
PETA
what are
is
the
another.
best ways for us as keepers or breeders to defend the hobby against the Lasiak Amendment.
You have to talk to your state senators at this point because it's going to the Senate. And, the best way that you can do it is say, listen, I voted for you. I'm a constituent. I live in your state. And now I need you. You get paid with our tax dollars, and I need to cash in a favor on that right now. Florida senator and Hawaii senator are trying to ban something in all of our states that are already banned in their state and irrelevant, to what we're doing. You're taking away a big chunk of the economy in an already difficult time. It's crushing small business. And you just talk about all the good things that reptiles have done. Some of the laws that are coming forward are crazy. They've happened forever, and I think most people are pretty reasonable. But if we sit here and we complain on my live feed like, yeah, that's terrible, you know what I'm saying? That doesn't go anywhere. That doesn't do anything. It makes us all feel good because we vent for a minute, but we have to take it to the state senators in your state, write them a letter, put it in a nice envelope, try to distinguish yourself from everybody else. And, a lot of these lawmakers, they want to hear the other side of the story, but a lot of times we're too lazy to do it, or too busy, or too whatever, and then these things get taken away because we don't
think one letter will make a difference.
We don't have representation. And I've heard lots of people get mad. Like I have friends that are saying they won't buy or sell any reptiles from anyone that's not a USARK member anymore. Mm-hmm. And I've heard people get mad because they're like, well, I don't really have the money, but it's $5 a month.
Yeah.
It's $5 a month. You know what I mean? Like if you have the world's smallest lizard, that's your feed bill in mealworms. So if you can do that, go become a member. It is a grassroots thing. Not everyone has to be the highest level. But even then, the highest level membership is $1,000 a year. So if you're a breeder, why are you not? If you make $1,000 a year, you should be. That's your first $1,000 right there, because everything else is backed up on that. So
Teddy Dalton says, will ROR be considering relocating to a state with a CITES approved airport so you can still breed SD retics for export if the interstate transport of them is prohibited?
No. Nope. Because my goal is to support. I go to we're bending over backwards to go to a Steel City Reptile Show on the 27th, even though we're busy and we don't make a lot of sales there or anything, because I like to support my community. I like to show up. We are a legitimate reptile business. We have a great reputation, and I'm very proud of my city, Pittsburgh. I want them to be proud of me. Even more so, I'm proud of America. I am an American. I want them to be proud of me. And so just because I can make money exporting or something like that, I'm not. I want to develop the ability for young Americans like my kids to be able to do things the way I did, which when I was a kid, being a reptile breeder, that wasn't a thing. That was not even a legitimate career. All my life I've had to fight to, I can't imagine what my in-laws thought of me. My mother-in-law, if I can convince her to, maybe I'll get her on this live next week.
Live.
Yeah, because she'll be here. but to convince them that I'd be able to take care of their daughter and grandkids by being a reptile breeder, you know. So I've always had to fight that stuff. So it's not that I'm not used to it. I'm not necessarily worried about it. I'm not panicking. Like the way that we built our business, we have always done everything that we love. And so, you know, it's not, you know, even in a worst case scenario thing, it's life goes on and big picture. It's kind of like if you think about all the concerns that politically the left and right had during the election, you know what I mean? Joe Biden is going to be going to jail for a false election, and Trump is going to be impeached for being a traitor, and back and forth and back and forth. And where's all that now? It's over. We don't care. So we can't argue. You know what I'm saying? It's not that things aren't important or any of that kind of stuff, and we definitely need to step up and do our part. But from a big picture, you can't, you can write all the laws you want. You can't stop me from loving reptiles. You know, so all you do is make me go have a much more white picket fence job later. It's not a big deal.
Bob Evans mentioned that USARK has sample letters that you can use.
Yes, yeah, that's actually a great one. So go on USARK, even if you're not a member, which is irrelevant because I'm sure all of you guys are doing your part. But you can download letters, tweak them, put your own writing in, or handwrite them out and send them to your senators, and that stuff makes sense. You know, and I think if you just sit down and write one over coffee every day, it can be a paragraph or two, and send them out to the senator and let them know. You know, I've told the Pennsylvania senator, I was like, look, I'd love to give you the other side of the story on this one, and I live 5 hours from you, but I'll drive out and we can have lunch or something. I'd like to tell you the difficulty of trying to legitimately be a reptile keeper in America today, you know, which is something that is a part of our culture. Like, I mean, I grew up like playing with garter snakes outside. I had a box turtle when I was young, you know, and all that kind of stuff. So, hello, who is it?
I'm sorry to interrupt.
Oh, it's my wife. Come in, come
I'm not
in.
gonna come.
Well, look,
It's
you're
okay if I
representing
leave
for in your face.
2 kids out, Garrison and Elijah in the backyard.
I have no clue.
I'm so sorry.
She didn't want to be on the live stream, apparently. So, yeah. So, I mean, I think everybody needs to be doing everyone needs to be doing their part as far as basically you guys have seen the channel. We've put out hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of videos, posts on all kinds of social media, trying to educate you guys about our animals. So it is not a foreign thing for me to also try to help legitimize the understanding and educate our senators of the situation so that they can make an accurate vote when it comes time to vote on this bill to help their constituents, which is you guys. So, I mean, if all of you guys can help in the same way that you guys love sharing pictures of your super dwarves and telling people don't worry about those misconceptions, they're not like that, I have one, here's what they're like. I would love to see you guys reach out. We probably have most of the 50 states represented on this channel right now, if not all of them. So if you guys reach out to these senators, a lot of times they want to work with you. If you live in Florida or Hawaii, doubly so. You know, ask them why they're doing that. Why do they feel the need to, you know, take what applies to their state and, you know, spread it across the rest of the country, you know, and maybe who's paying them to do that? That doesn't seem right, you know. So, and some of the law, I mean, it's debatable whether or not, like, you know, Florida is doing a lot of pretty crazy things to reptile keepers already. Boy, they're putting them through the ringer, making them all get permits and then knowing exactly who has what and coming and taking it all away. It's dirty. Next question, please.
We have some other questions.
Uh-oh.
Can you discuss some of the fine points of egg incubation, like humidity temperatures and tips to prevent them from going bad? That was Ryan Hood again.
Yeah, Ryan, we have a couple of great incubation videos. One is like how to set up our incubator, but we did one, we can link it up in the description. It's like how to take care of eggs in the same way that you would need to know how to take care of a baby reptile. But humidities and temperatures, those are going to vary species by species. So you need to do a little bit of research into whatever species you're talking about. you know, I like having a dry substrate and moist air. That's where eggs get their humidity from also. So I have some very in-depth videos about how you can set up an incubator that I've been using for years. It probably costs $150 and you can find almost everything you want for it at Amazon. You might have to get the heaters from or a thermostat off of, well, you can find almost everything at Walmart and get a couple things off Amazon. But I have all kinds of stuff to set that stuff up there. I don't know that the live is the best way to do it, but I think we could show them. Do you want to show them the incubator?
Sure.
Let's go take a peek at some eggs. So it's pretty fun because we're loaded up right now on eggs.
Her panel forms wanted to see hatchling too while you're in here.
Ooh. Yeah, so like this is our Reach Dreams line clutch of Kalatoa eggs right here. And this is our incubator. It's very simple. We got really useful boxes. If you look down in the bottom, there's some water. Let's see here. I don't know how well we can show you. It's too full.
Yeah.
Darn it, so many eggs. Oh gosh, what a problem to have. Jeez, let's get all these Super Dwarf Python stuff out of the way. Obnoxious little things. Aquarium heaters, some water in the bottom of a cooler. Get some condensation off of there. See? Plenty of humidity. There's those eggs. They get pretty ugly looking later in incubation, but that's just the way they look, man. I mean, you've seen your neighbor's newborns. They're ugly too. In the beginning, they get better. They get better. So that's it. Yeah, it's a very, very simple setup. And, you know, I use the water as a large thermal mass. The temperature
You got a
doesn't
super
change
chat.
very much. Super chat. Woohoo! Somebody needs to text me in a super chat dance because I don't like doing them anymore. I usually refuse, but I'm so tired right now. I won't fight it. I'm gonna piece set up for our next live on the Patreon thing. Yeah, if you guys want to see the smallest female, then watch me and Jess pull the eggs.
Where are you going? This is the super
Oh,
chat.
babies. What are we showing them?
That
We
was
should show 'em
Justin
non-shot.
Wilson. He wants to see his guy.
Everybody wants to see their own on live. You
Of
guys
course
are
they
just-
do.
You're just bragging. All right, Justin, here's yours. This is another one of those crazy Kalatoa Jamp. Justin Wilson, baby. Oh, look, he just shed. Woo-hoo. I have to throw some water in there. This one's crazy banded neck pattern. Look at that. Really bold here in the back. Here, he's got some dry shed on the top. He looks brown, but look at that.
That looks nice.
Holy moly. You can see the boldness and cleanness of the Jampea, but like that dorsal stripe from the Kalatoa. Pretty stinking cool. Nathan Katz is saying something about newborns. Do you have some?
Super chat.
Woo.
Michael Ross sent you $5 just because you don't have to dance.
Oh, thank you, Michael. I appreciate you, brother.
You got them feeling
like it.
bad for you now.
I feel bad for me sometimes. Yeah. What should we show them?
They want hatchlings.
Okay.
Hatchlings.
Here's a Alex Demola hatchling purple from that Richard Bilbo clutch.
That's not new enough.
Look at this cute. This is not
He is
new
very
enough.
cute though.
You are so cute. Alex, your snake's gonna bite me on the nose in a live feed. Look at that. No, he's not. Look at that cute little booger. The albino sold out of this clutch really quick. I can see why. Pretty sick. I know Tom wanted to see his. We'll throw it on here. Tom usually watches later. Tom's got a really beautiful little lavender on here. Oh, just shed two.
Nice.
They're all tracking. Look at that. These lavenders look like they're glowing from inside. They're so bright. Like just like sunny and bright.
That does look very bright. It looks better on
Doesn't it look like it's like
the camera than normal. Yeah.
you put a flashlight to the bottom of it and it's like so anyway, those are pretty cool. Let me show you some of these ones that are just hatching. This is how many babies we had. We did a whole video. We're pulling these as quickly as they're selling and yanking them and setting them over here and setting up shipping and everything. But if you come around this side, we had to set up like a whole island of babies this year because we hatched like everything at once. I don't think a lot of these ones shed yet, but man, check some of these out. Okay, so these are really high percentage babies. They're 68.75% Kalatoa, which is super cool. Combination of old school Jason Reed bloodline and Travis Kubis bloodline. They're Posset Anery. They may be Posset Snows. We'll know here in a minute.
Still
This
tiny.
is the power house female. Yeah, see how shiny she is? She still has her original egg skin on. You can see, does anyone know what I'm talking about when I say a reed tick? They were named after Jason Reed, and he had a look because he'd always pick back these babies with a super reduced pattern. This is like classic reed tick animal right here. Platymotley tiger. Let me show you. So I love Jason Reed. I don't like this look. So I kept a Platymotley tiger out of this clutch too, and I'll show you the difference, and you can kind of see the variety. Same morph. This is the only one that's going to be for sale, but I like the thick, bold, lots of pattern black. So it's kind of funny, but I still love the bloodlines, and they make phenomenal animals. But I'll tell you what, he developed a whole look because it didn't matter what morph he was working in, he'd always pick these reduced pattern ones. And so his whole look became that way. I kind of like the bold contrast, like that Richard Bilbo stuff, even the wild types out of there. So this is my holdback. Which one, let us know in the comments, which one would you keep? Would you keep the bold, bright pattern ones? Or these ones are the ones that like color up super high layer.
You're not biased at all. Would you pick these bold, beautiful ones or these
Bold,
ones?
Amazing. Well, so you have, you
Or
always
this
have,
one?
there's always, yeah, or this one. No, you always have this like back and forth because this shows the most color.
Got 3 votes for bold.
Good.
Justin Wilson, Adventure Kids, Brandon Simpson.
There you go. So these ones, as they grow, will be the brightest color, like peachy gold yellows, because they don't have a lot of that black kind of masking the colors. But I'm okay with a little bit less color if my snake really pops. You know what I mean? Like dark and light on one snake. Maybe that's why I like Anery so much.
Murray said I'd keep both.
That is a good idea, honestly, except everyone else will be mad. But so check these ones out. So somebody in here is going to get some extra genes, but we have 3 ultra females and 1 ultra male. This is an ultra ivory, and there's Motley and Tiger in there too. Here, we'll bring this one out. I'll show you what I mean. There's Motleys and Tigers in here, but I'm really not that interested in guaranteeing genetics that I can't be sure of. So I just call it an ultra because, you know, whatever. But you got to love it's basically a white snake with black eyes. They look kind of pink right now because they're hatchlings. But I can tell you this one is a tiger. We're not saying that. We're just going to sell it as a pos tiger.
See the stripes.
But yeah, you can actually see that white stripe going down the side? They look like a regular ivory, not an ultra. When you take an ultra and you
Aaron
add
Metcalf
tiger.
says you never text him back.
What's up? Oh, I don't know. Did he text? And then the other thing is, let me see. Where you at, kid? Well, I don't know if you can see it, but as a breeder, you start looking for some very specific things. This one has a little tiny, like, bend in the tongue, like the slightest kink. Doesn't hurt them or mess with them at all or anything. It's just a sign of the tiger gene sometimes. So
How
even
can
though
you
it's
even
all
tell
white,
with it moving that fast?
you can see. Well, yeah, I don't think you're going to be able to, but it's just got a little bit of a bend in it. So anyway, we have ultra ivories that are nearly 70% Kalatoa, and they're gonna. A bunch of them have maybe Motley or Tiger, Poshead Anery, could be Poshead Snow too. The reason why I say we'll find out about the Poshead Snow, meaning albino, is in a couple weeks their dad, bred to a different mom who is a het albino, is going to prove. Let's see how different this one looks here. See this one? This one probably is a Motley. It has that carbon fiber look to it. Real pixelated gray in there. And you saw the other one was like orangey. This one's very, very white, like gray and white. So this one I am going to bet. Look, it also has like 2 little spots on the back of the neck. See that? Isn't that cool? Looks like somebody erased. It's like white on white spots. That's neat. She's cute. So, yeah. So this is probably a Motley Ultra. For those of you guys that want to make carbon fibers, go get yourself a Platy Golden Child and breed to this super high percentage bloodline female. I know a lot of people are waiting on these. So we got tigers, we got Motleys, we got Motley Platy tigers. They're all in here. They're pretty fun. Everybody likes tigers, right?
I'm going to leave this here and get my questions because there's a lot.
Okay. For somebody who likes bold, look at this Kalatoa tiger right here. It's pretty cool. She's so deep in blue, but oh my goodness, look how bold that sucker is. Whew.
this girl might already be spoken for, but you can always shoot us a message if it doesn't go through or whatever. She's available. You can still see that black dorsal stripe right down the back from the really high Kalatoa influence. I likes it. Then we have another clutch from Rob's place where he has a really beautiful, I think she's like 11 feet, maybe 11 and a half foot, 50% Sunfire Platinum Pos head entry. These are the Pos head entry babies, and we bred it to a pure Doc Murdoch line, Kayuadi, and the Kayuadi adds both color and contrast. So
Just shit.
yeah, look at these. Ooh. So that's a Sunfire Platinum. You can see the Kayuadi influence all over it. It's got those classic little Kayuadi patterns, and then when they shift and they split, you get this zigzag line striped out like crazy. And this is a fresh hatchling, guys, so for that thing to have that much color already, these are going to be just bonkers adults. I even have a female left.
So we had
25% Jam, 50% Kayuadi. That's good. I like it.
spec. We had two people asking about males. Jeremy Screws and Michael Ross. Can you talk about males that come into their first time wanting to breed, and some tips on what to do if you're not going to breed them at the time? Is there any tips or tricks to calm them down, to stop rubbing and pushing? Yeah, Jeremy mentioned pushing if you need to check their temps, lower, raised.
Yeah, so let's bring you guys over here just to get away from those pumps in the incubator in here. There's, there's a lot of, can you see me on here? Just too low. There's a lot of people who worry about getting males for their first time pets, but especially in like super dwarves and stuff, I don't know that you need to worry that much. If you're not breeding, I'm talking like. So what happens is males can recognize male humans, female humans. So during breeding season, males, when you're putting a male retic in with a female retic and they're breeding and they don't want to come away from their girlfriend and you try to take them out, and you're inexperienced, that snake that may have been sweet its whole life might bite you or strike at you and say, get back. And if you don't listen, and you're just like, no, he's my buddy, and and let him crawl around your neck and do that kind of stuff. I mean, they've got a lot of instinctual stuff going on that you're kind of messing with in that situation. On the other hand, if you're not breeding, a lot of that stuff doesn't come into play. Like I actually have tons of people that have nothing but male retics. Like purely collectors. Like if they're like, oh, I want an ultra ivory, and then I want a motley golden child, and then I want a platinum tiger, they go get all males and they never have any issues with it because it's just not something that comes up. It's kind of like if someone said they heard you can be really cranky in the morning, but I only plan to hang out with you in the afternoon. But what do I do if you're really cranky? You're like, well, I'm only cranky in the morning, so you don't have to worry about it, right? As far as males that are pushing and things like that during the breeding season because you're taking them away from a female and trying to get him to eat or whatever, and he's like, let me out, I want that female. Lowering temperatures helps a little bit. That also helps with the fertility on your male. But a lot of it, guys, is just, I mean, you can get them out, you can give them exercise. We can probably all do better with our caging, giving them bigger and more diverse cages and stuff like that. And so you can kind of work with your male and just try to make him happy in general. But there's also a point where, I always put it like these are work hard, play hard snakes. That snake's a breeder, and if you're trying to keep him as a pristine trophy and then you're going to put him in to breed with a female, I don't know how you do that. You know what I'm saying? It's like being a heavyweight boxer. You usually come away with some scars and things like that. It's just kind of just a part of it. The good thing to realize is like when they're done breeding and that female's gravid and they don't care anymore, they shed and it all goes away and they look fine. It's amazing what they recover from after just one shed. So they're exceptionally resilient. And yeah, I don't think that the breeder male thing, I think it's one of those things where you need to be aware of it. Like if I had a German Shepherd that was the nicest German Shepherd in the world, I probably wouldn't leave it alone in the room with my newborn infant.
We have 2 super chats.
Well, you gotta call those things out, Jess. I'll do one, you do one. You ready?
No.
What?
No.
All right, let's super chat these up right now. Super chat. What's?
Are we going
What are
up
they?
here?
Yeah, I want to see.
Well, I
It's
can't
hot in here.
walk backwards
This is
and
one-
read at
this
the
is
same
one.
time.
All right. Oh, let me see if anyone texted me at 412-925-1933. And
What's the point? You
Hey.
don't text back.
Tom texted, "Can you please show my baby?" Thanks, Tom. Tom, I already showed your
I already
baby,
got
so
it.
if you missed it, you got to go back. Oh,
So-
here it is. Dance from Adventure Kid Kian. Oh, yeah. Here's the second super chat.
Oh, you're always too low. There you go.
Oh, yeah, that's a 2-for-1 right there. Super chat. All right. Thank you, guys. Woo.
Good ending.
Awesome.
So the first
So we
one.
burned that one. Someone else needs to send the next one. What's our super chat?
First one was Ben Taylor. Why do some titanium have spots and some don't?
Mm,
My little girl
good
is
question.
patternless, but I think your male has some side rosettes still.
Yeah, so I've worked extensively with titaniums. Whenever I was at prehistoric, it's funny, I went in not liking that mutation, and now it's one of my favorites. So it's super underrated. But the way that I describe the way that gene works is, you have recessive patternless genes in a lot of species, but with retics, the titanium gene it kind of is that patternless gene, but it is, I like to say it's a partially patternless gene. And what's cool is it erases different parts of the pattern different times. So some of them will have a solid black stripe down the back. Some have a wide chrome back, which the original did. That's why they called it titanium. Some of them have those white rosettes, and they still have some spots of rosettes. Other ones, the spots connect and they go down. I've seen some that have paradox spots of like basically normal retic pattern on an otherwise patternless snake. Some of them are super pixelated. Some of them, like it washes the yellow portion over the snake, other parts the gray. And so you get wildly different colors. It's very, Jay Brewer used to nickname them spontaneums because you never knew what was going to hatch. And when we had clutches of titaniums, they were always the most interesting to me to see what came out. So I love that stuff. We can show one off. What's the other one?
So Anna Kevlin was the other one. How is the hardest working snake mom doing?
I assume you're talking about the maternal incubation.
Somebody else asked about that too.
Yeah, let's go check them out. I'm super stoked on that. I love the maternal incubation. That's really fun for me. Where's our titanium
Did you
girl?
lose him?
Well, she might be lost. Here she is. This is a super dwarf titanium right here. And so you can see, basically at first glance, it's a patternless retic, but this one still has a massively yellow head and that black stripe down it. I've got some side rosettes here. You can see that the kind of the banding where they have the yellow that follows the dorsal pattern has spread across her. So she has this really wide yellowish green band. That's going to look sick if I put platinum annery on this thing. And then her back is the chrome. So really, really nice. And then she even has, sometimes you get these, we used to call them pinstripes, but see the dark line dividing the two sections of color? Sometimes that's like solid black. So it's really neat how this genetic trait works. And then in the hets, they are, it's like a less extreme version. You can kind of pick out, they call them citrons. So it's almost an incomplete dominant trait. And the citrons have like really reduced pattern, and so they end up being very, very bright. Someone should take citrons and breed them into their reed ticks. This guy's deep in blue, but this is a super dwarf het titanium, and like look, see that bright green, ridiculously clean, just a really nice look. This is not, those super dwarf titaniums are like, there's been a couple produced. Ben, I know that you have one, I have one, and like, I don't know, maybe 2 other people have them, and that's it. I have These cages might be a little bit dirty, guys, because tomorrow's cleaning day. I guess I say that every week. This is Platinum and Citron together on a Super Dwarf. This is an adult female, and you can just see she's a little more speckly than those other ones, but she's like uber platinum. It's like double platinum. So we used to call those platrons for platinum citrons, just because we're lazy when we talk. It's like saying, IMO, this is the coolest looking yellow retic you can get. But yeah, I want to run some anery stuff into those and just start putting that like intense crazy green that the aneries get, like this. Here's a Sunfire anery. So these are dark. Platinums are usually brighter. But look at how greenish this thing is. If I can brighten that up and just put random washes of it over snakes, yeah, I like that. Hardworking mom. Check it out, guys. She's due the 30th. Now, I don't know maternal incubation. That's based on an 80-day incubation. I don't know how it's going to work, but look at her. She's just resting there. She's so cute. There are a few eggs that are going bad on the top of this clutch that I can see. But then there's also good eggs down in there too. And because I don't even know how many eggs she's sitting on there. So we really don't know what's going on with this girl. But we're letting her do her thing. So there's some good eggs, there's some bad eggs. Would those eggs be good or bad, whether or not we did this? I don't really know. I think we have a great setup in there. She's got the humidity she needs. She's got the temperature that she needs. You could tell that she's right in the right range for temperature, because what she'll do is, like, if it gets a little bit chilly, like at night, she balls up really tight on those things and like locks all the heat in. And then if it's a little bit of a warmer day, you see her sprawled out, and that's when I've been able to see those eggs, and she releases that heat. So she's doing a great job. I think if you give them a semi-decent temperature zone, they can do the rest. And it's her first time mom, but I mean, we're 3 months in, and she's just still there chilling. So I'm very excited to just come in. She's a het amelanistic. We bred her to one of the first Super Dwarf amels ever made. I just had him because I love the bloodline, really. I know a lot of people are fans of the amels, especially those blazing red eyes. But I never worked it in any of my projects. I just had this old school. I was like, yeah, I want the original male. That would be so fun for me. So I almost have like a museum of different Super Dwarf bloodlines over here at this point. And that's all he was there for. But Theron Lance, he owns that female. He's like, hey, breed this to your old school male. So that's what she's doing there for him. We're just having some fun with it.
We have 2 minutes left. Can I get another question in?
Go. Maybe.
Technoraptor says, I know this can happen to any snake, but my boa has a habit of shedding the scale color off some scales of her nose when she sheds. They go back to normal after the next shed. Is there a way to prevent this?
Manny's snake had that. I just noticed when we pulled it. I think it was Manny's. Let me see here. Was it you? Come here. Maybe it wasn't Manny's. Is it Justin's? Oh, yeah, here it is. I think you're talking about this. Can you see that little scale right above the eye that's light colored? Everyone's always like, a scale came off. No, what happened was when it was in blue, something like touched it or nicked it. It's almost like getting a blister on your hand where that layer of skin separates. And then when they shed off, you get that and they go through another shed and it's gone. That's what's happening. So I would say your boa is pushing, and it's probably pushing while it's in blue. And I think you might want to watch our pushing video and see if you can rectify why it's doing that, if that's a common issue with her, because it shouldn't happen. If it happens once in a while, it's not a big deal, but it shouldn't be a recurring thing. There's probably some husbandry thing she wants, or maybe just a bigger or taller cage with climbing spots. Go ahead.
You want another one?
Yes.
Spencer said, was another one that asked about the babies, and then he asked about going over some breeding morph genetics for new breeders.
Oh my goodness. Go follow us. Follow us on Instagram and watch through our reels. We have like 15-second clips with text on them.
Oh, you got another super chat.
This morph, this morph, this morph, and we say what they are. Super chat. Woo! What is it?
Alex Demola, thanks Garrett. I now need that platinum in my life.
Oh yeah, platinum for the win. Absolutely.
Super chat.
Oh my goodness, super chat. You guys are just trying to make it last forever. Here.
That was Anna Kevlin. She said Tanya, question mark?
That was
We just
Tanya.
showed
We showed
Tanya.
Tanya. She was the Madu tiger. Do you like my light dance?
No.
Oh, I don't either. I just do it for Anna. Here's Tanya. We'll catch you guys next time. If you guys are on Patreon, go on our Patreon page. Look
Right
for
now.
the link. Click it. We're going to pull eggs from the smallest super dwarf female I could ever imagine laying eggs. I love you guys. Everybody go write your senator and join USARK.